Okay. All right. Next story that we are talking about. Do y'all love a good cushy sock as much as I do? Do you love a good cushy sock as much as I do? Sometimes, your feet will be cold and you just put on some cute little fuzzy socks. They just keep you together, right? So I want you to look at, and some people like to collect socks, which is great if that's what you collect, right? I want to know, how much do you guys typically spend on a pair of socks? Or how much would you be willing to spend on a pair of socks? Okay. If you are looking at the screen, you will see that there is a white pair of socks um, in the photo. I'm going to pull it up so that you can see. I don't know how well you can see this, but if you can't see, these socks say Louis Vuitton on them. Okay, so these socks, they're cute, nice white socks. Apparently, it's a real pearl on the button, and they have a pocket, right? How much do you think these socks go for? Let me know how much you think these white Louis Vuitton socks that have a little pocket up top. Tell me how much you think they go for. Okay. And for those of you who don't necessarily want to do all that, I'll just tell you those socks sell for $585 a pair. Okay. A pair, $600 for a pair of socks. Excuse me. Does a leg come with them? But I digress. Uh, so now you saw that sock and it has a pocket right up at the top. Now there is actually a company called Pocket Socks, and Pocket Socks sells a range of colorful socks that have pockets on them, right? And they range in price from about $20. I think the most expensive they have on their site is about $50. Okay, so Louis Vuitton is selling a sock with a pocket for $585. Pocket Socks is selling socks for anywhere between $20 and $50. Now, Pocket Socks, they did go through the trouble of trademarking and getting patents. Hold on, let me look this up. Excuse me. Okay. So Pocket Socks, yes, they went through the trouble of getting a trademark for, their product and trademarking the name, but they tried to sue Louis Vuitton and say, hey, this pocket on the sock, it's a defining element of our brand and you're violating it. And we want the court to give us some money. The court said no. But why? Because, all right, and this is why it's really hard to establish intellectual property when it comes to fashion. The court said, look, you've got this pocket on the sock. Yeah, it's cute, great, but that pocket in and of itself is not a defining marker of your brand. You have your name, great. Louis Vuitton, they're not out here trying to pretend to be pocket socks. They literally have Louis Vuitton written on the sock. The sock costs $585. It only comes in one style. There is not really an opportunity here for there to be confusion. So Pocket Socks kind of overreached there. They felt that this, unique element of their sock was going to give them a leg up against Louis Vuitton. But it's not just about what appears on your product. There is a test to see whether somebody is violating your trademark. Is there a possibility of confusion? So if you see this white Louis Vuitton sock with a pocket and with a pearl button, and then you see these pocket socks, of all varying colors and things like that, and especially if you look at the price points, $585 versus, at best $50. There is a big discrepancy. You're going to be like, what's going on here? Are these the same thing? So the court sided with Louis Vuitton and said, Louis Vuitton, you can go and sell your egregiously expensive socks. I don't know why anybody would buy a single pair of white socks for $585 when you can go on down to, wherever and get like 3 for $10, but that's y'all's business. Okay.